Greetings Summoner and welcome to Summoner's Flash. Today's subject is the 7.24 patch coming with a whole bunch of changes for Morgana and Zyra, a lot of rune changes and also some icon updates for all the champions. Also, clubs are getting bigger with an increase of maximum members from 50 up to 100. Additionally, we got a new game mode, an alternative version of all random ultra rapid fire, this time changed to fit in the Snowdown team. At the end, there are 4 new skins coming to the Rift soon as well. But let's start on top and dive right into it. Aurelion Sol's ultimate cooldown got decreased for 10 seconds, letting the enemies hear your voice of light more often, but gets a slight buff of his base health regeneration, 2.1 per 5 seconds. Additionally, his meeps are dealing 10 more base damage. Camille's shield duration got increased for half a second. Her Q reactivation time also got increased, so a window to deal the bonus true damage increased for half a second as well. Darius' passive gets 3 additional damage per stack. Darius' second passive, Noxian Might, is now giving him additional AD per level. Now Galio. Galio's passive got nerfed from 0.7 AP ratio down to 0.5 AP ratio, but as an exchange, his W now deals damage. It starts at 20 to 60 damage with a 0.2 AP scaling, but if Galio is able to channel his W completely, the damage ramps up to the tripled numbers, hitting all enemies which are also taunted. Galio's E now also recharges 2 seconds faster. Ivan's health cost to mark a jungle camp were decreased from 33% to 25% at level 1 and from 11.75% to 8% of his base health at max level. Javan's passive is now dealing 2% less damage to the target's current health, and his Q, Dragon Strike, deals 20 less base damage when maxed out. Karthus' R AP ratio got increased from 0.6 to 0.75. Leona's W gets a flat base damage nerf of 20 damage. Malzer's ult not only got a base damage nerf, but also his AP ratio got decreased from 1.1 to 0.8. Maokai's Q damage got nerfed, starting at a lag of 5 base damage on level 1 up to 25 missing base damage on max level. Morgana got a slight rework. She no longer has Battle Ramp, which made it able to heal for minions and monsters, but instead she now heals from 15% up to 40% of the damage she deals to large monsters, large minions such as cannon or siege minions, and also champions. Large monsters are the leaders of every jungle camp. The change to her mana regen turns out to be above Morgana until level 7. Afterwards it's a nerf. Her base mana regen is increased for 3 points per 5 seconds from 8.5 to 11.5 mana regen per 5 seconds. To make this possible, her mana regen per level got cut in half, from 0.8 to 0.4 mana regen per 5 seconds gained per level. Ornn has gotten a popular ban, and therefore his W now deals 2% less damage of the enemy max health. Also the cooldown is increased for 1 second. Riven is also getting a small tweak. Her Q gets 5 additional base damage and also 0.05% additional AD scaling on it. Shen's Q got a slight nerf, 10 less base damage. Sona Q not only got an increase of 15 mana cost, but also the base damage of an on-hit perk from her aura has been cut in half. As an exchange, the AP ratio got increased from 0.2 to 0.3. Tarik's base armor got decreased for 5 points. Xin Zhao's base health suffered a loss of 30 HP. Also the Seneschal's W lost 0.1 AD ratio. Yorick's base AD got nerfed for 3 points. So he got a lot of small changes. First off, her Q cooldown now begins when a star hits, not directly after it got cast for the first time. Together with that, she also gets some fixes on it. Some bug fixes on it. Her W got a nerf. The spell shots are no longer remaining 40 but only 20 seconds on the ground before vanishing. So his E, Trouble Bubble, got a bunch of changes as well, but overall it's a nerf. After getting hit by her E, you are now 0.2 seconds longer drowsy before falling asleep. Also, the slow while being drowsy has been decreased for 20%. Rather than getting a small cooldown refund on her E when hitting anything, Zoe now has to hit a champion to get a cooldown refund with her E. If she's not managing to hit a target, the trap size has been decreased for 40 units. Now to Syra. Syra also makes a change of Morgana, losing half of her growing mana regen per 5 seconds, but as an exchange gaining 3 base mana regen per 5 seconds. The range of her passive got decreased, making it easier to spawn more plants around Syra. Syra's plants will now always stay 8 seconds active before dying if nothing else is killing them. The seeds Syra passively spawns are now vanishing after 30 seconds rather than 45. If you kill one of her plants, the gold got decreased from 5 to 3 gold. Syra's plants now always having 8 HP and are more resistant to range attacks, but vulnerable to melee attacks. You can see how much a certain attack is dealing to the plants in the window on the screen. Since plants now always have 8 HP, the passive of Syra's E got replaced. The passive of Syra's E got replaced with a cooldown function. If you kill an enemy unit, you are getting 20% off cooldown. And if you kill an enemy champion, an enemy large minion or a large monster, you get 100% cooldown, which is basically a reset. Bramble West has received an early nerf, letting it reflect less damage as long as you got less than 120 bonus armor. Your base armor is not counting. Instead of reflecting 15 flat damage, it now reflects 3 flat damage plus 10% of the bonus armor value. Sunfire Cape's damage has been increased from 11 plus 1 per level to 25 plus 1 per level. To prevent a prior melting of all surrounding minions, the bonus damage against minions now is only plus 50% rather than plus 200%. The runes out of all trees were changed. Worth to mention are Press the Attack, which no longer is proccing itself on the 3rd hit, but adds the vulnerable marking debuff after the 3rd hit landed. Fleet Footwork got a strong improvement on the heal. It now scales with 30% AD rather than only 10 AD, and also the AP ratio got increased from 20% to 40%. The base heal got changed from 5 to 50 to 3 to 60. If the hit that is applying Fleet Footwork is a crit, the healing is increased by 50. If the hit that is applying Fleet Footwork is a crit, the healing is increased by 40% of your bonus crit damage. Basically, that means if you have an Infinity Edge and you proc Fleet Footwork while also critting, the heal is increased by 20%. Revitalize from the Resolve tree now also works for heals and shields that are casted on the user. Dark Harvest has faced a small nerf on ARAM. Champion kills are giving 1 less soul. The altars on the Twisted Tree line are now counting as bounty kills for the bounty runes. We got some new ping changes. Pinging the Eye of the Herald now tells the team the remaining time you've got left until it expires in the chat. Also, if you ping turrets, inhibs or the Nexus, it will show the remaining HP of that building. Some champions received a bunch of new icons for their old abilities. These champions are Amumu, Dr. Mundo, Nunu and Renekton. You probably already noticed it, but the health bars got reworked for overall more clarity in-game. This also includes the Baron health bar from shaking around as Baron moves its head. Pretty annoying when you're the jungler and try to smite it down. Together with these changes, League now supports a 4K resolution. To make the community a more linked place, you can now invite people from the aftergame lobby into a new game. In this patch we got 4 new skins. Also, the Lancer Blitzcrank skins are back in the store. One of the new skins is Hextech Cogmore, only available with gemstones. Also, we got the new skins Santa Draven, Ambitious Elf Jinx and Snowthorn Poppy. Together with them, we got a new game mode and some missions as well. Also, we got some new emotes and also a cute new Ward skin. In the new game mode, you play a random champion selected out of this list with the fitting winter skin on the Winter Rift. You don't have to own the skin in order to play it. Also, your summoner spells are unexchangeable. You always have Flash and Power Toss that possesses huge range. It can be used to move quickly around the Winter Rift. These rules are normal Earth rules. Every champion unit deals tons of damage. Snow, All Venom, Ultra Rapid Fire, shortly Subverve will be switching with the Power King game mode. First we get a week of Power King, then we get 2 weeks of Subverve, then again we got 1 week of Power King. If you want to learn how the Power King game mode works, just click here to get my explanation video. This was Summoner's Flash. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.